In this next step, I'm going to build the filtered versions of these lists, because the way the data is organized is that the data has a forecast number. Today is Thursday when I'm filming this, and it's predicting the weather Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's predicting 5 days ahead per weather station. And I only want tomorrow's forecast. So I only want forecast number 1 for each of these locations. So I only want forecast 1. So in order to do that, I have to write some code that filters so that I only get the first item of each weather station into the filtered version of the lists I want to use. So I've got to make some more lists, and I can use this block if I want, and I can just say I'm going to call this one filtered cities, and it's going to be blank. And I can also, and for simplicity too, I can just do it like this. I think it's a little faster. And I can go filtered states, and I think I can just go like this. Yeah, okay, that's a lot faster. And then I can do, yeah, that was right. I want filtered highs, filtered lows, filtered icons, etc. So I'm just going to type that out really quick. I'm going to use a little shortcut technique here. I'm going to copy the word filtered. Oh, it might help. Yeah, I'm in the right mode. Alright, let's try that again. Filtered, and I'm going to copy that into the clipboard, and I'm going to say filtered highs. I'm going to make it that. And I'm going to go filtered lows, and I'm going to make it that. And I'm going to go filtered icons. I'm going to make it that. Blank, I mean. Then I'm going to do filtered conditions. And again, I'm going to make it that blank list. And now I have all of them. The one thing I need now is a little tricky. I need to have all of those, the numbers, the day number, the numbers of the forecast number. So I'm going to need to make a forecast numbers array, and it's going to have to be packed with the data from the weather table, and it's called forecast number. Now to me this just looks ugly, it's just my OCD, so I'm going to drag that and put it up here. So I have the forecast numbers, and now I got to design that filter. And if you remember, designing filters means I have to traverse the list. So in order to traverse the list, I've got to crank out my for loop. So I'm going to crank out a for loop that goes from 0 to the size of anything. Since I'm right now into the forecast numbers, I'm just going to use that. I could use cities, I could use anything. And then I'm going to use the length of the forecast numbers. So whatever size this is, by the way, you could have grabbed that here too. The forecast numbers length, and I'm going to go through the list. And I'm then going to grab out of that just the cities that have the forecast number of 1, and the states that have just the forecast number of 1. So I'm going to make an if statement that does the filtering. And the type of statement is going to be an exact. So it's going to be an equals equals statement. Because I want to know if the forecast numbers at my current index, at I, the current index of the for loop, is equal to 1. And if it's equal to 1, then I want it to go into the filtered cities list, for example. So then I'm going to see if it's there, then I'm going to add to the list. I'm going to append to the list filtered cities, Oops. Not an F, but instead, oops, wow, struggling. Not an F, but rather, I'm going to append in to filtered cities, the cities at the index of the current spot on the filter, the index of the filter. So this should add all the cities that have a forecast number of 1. And those other 4 times it should just pass over and skip. So I'm going to see if that works, because I'm a little skeptical, you know. Who knows if this is going to work. So at the end of this, I'm going to output that filtered cities. I'm going to output that filtered cities. I just want to see it on the console and see if that actually worked. So I'm going to run it now and see how it goes. Oops, we can't figure out what forecast number is. Do you know why? Because it's forecast numbers. All right, here we go. Let's try again. There they all are. So it's only listing them once. That's a good sign. I think I did it. I'm going to get rid of my debugging there. And now I'm going to do that for all of these, which is going to be a lot of work. But I'm not allergic to hard work. So I'm going to add to filtered states, the states at index. States at index. Wow, this is slow and laggy. My apologies. States at index. And then I'm going to do it again. The lag is real. Filtered. What comes next? Highs. And then I do highs at index. And then I'm going to append to the list filtered lows. That's going to be lows at index. Wow, the speed. And that's going to be icons at index. And last but not least, finally, we're going to do conditions. And that's going to be conditions at index. Looks like I've got it. Let's just run it to see if it works. It's not starting the computer on fire. That's a good sign. I'm just going to double check to make sure it's working. By just adding one block of code, I'm just going to have it say done when it gets down there. So let's see if it works. Yep, it's worked. It got to the bottom without any errors. Mission accomplished.